Good morning, everybody. It's Doc here, dropping in on you this morning just for a few words of encouragement. Despite this being your boy's 50th birthday, I have a full day on deck. I've been up since about 4 something, 5 this morning, 4 something this morning. Actually, I've been up since 3, but boots hit the ground sometime a little later. Just been up really thinking and contemplating. Woke up, I've had a smile on my face since 3 o'clock this morning. I've never been one to over celebrate birthdays. I acknowledge them and I meet them with a mind and a heart of gratitude. When I got to 30, I had heard my friends and relatives and aunts and uncles and everybody talk about, oh my God, the dreaded 30s. And when I got them, I'm like, what's the big deal? I kept pushing. When I got to my 40s, same thing about, oh man, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. Oh my God, I got to 40. I'm like, what's the big deal? I kept pushing. And here I am at 50. And while I'm definitely getting back to where I want to be as far as physicality after the big medical emergency last October 1st that left me in ICU for 4 days. Uh, Physically disabled as far as my upper body, my arms and things were concerned. I'm getting back to a point in physicality where I'm starting to feel myself a little bit. So that sense of physical invincibility is starting to come back. But some of the things I've gone through, what I've normally done each and every year, I have on my birthday, I sit back and I look at the previous year retrospectively, introspectively, and I say, okay, that's where I was. Here's where I am now. Have I progressed? Have I made some, have I made some advancements? What are the things that I should have worked on? I said I was going to work on that doesn't look like I worked on, and I look at it, and I take that day first of all as a day of gratitude, a day to be thankful, and I do that every morning. The first thing I do in the morning is I get up and I establish why I'm grateful. I establish a heart and a mindset of gratitude. I start my day like that every day. I do not enter a day complaining, worrying, full of anxiety, stressed out about nothing. I start my day primed to win. And thanks, D. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Uh, I start my day primed, and but every year I look back at the year. This is the first time in my life that I've literally looked back over my entire life. As I lay there, starting around 3 o'clock a.m., I woke up and I had this smile on my face because see, I remember people tell me that I wouldn't live to see 18. I've had people, wish that I didn't live to see 25 and 30 for whatever reasons. And I've had a lot of close calls, several motorcycle accidents, shot twice, stabbed twice. I haven't always been this person that's sitting in front of you now. I've gone through a growth process. I've always been an academician, a person that was in the school and reading, did that since I can remember back as a little bitty kid. I mean, reading and pursuing knowledge. But as far as my temper, as far as being willing to tangle, I've never been that dude and still not that dude. If you cross the wrong line, I will still reach out and touch you. Somebody gonna feel me. That is never going to change about me because that's what my family, my children, my wife, my community need me to be, is somebody that behind the words is willing to put their hands in the game. And so that's still me. I'm just now at a point where I'm wiser and it takes a little bit more to get me there. Didn't It was one point in time, it didn't take much at all. And I just think about how people predicted this. And I remember the incidents with the motorcycles. I remember the incidents being shot. I remember this last incident where I'm laying in ICU and the doctor looking at me going like, and everything about him telling me you should be dead. 253 over 189. That was the blood pressure when they rolled me into the emergency room. They thought it was a stroke. It was a seizure. All my mental capacities were on point. Nothing wrong with my brain, but my body took a beating from that seizure. 2 dislocated shoulders, a broken humerus, nerve damage in the left arm, couldn't use my fingers, couldn't type, couldn't do anything. So when I roll into 50 now and I'm back in the gym, I'm back on the bench press, I'm back on the curl, I'm getting my body back the way that I want it. But more importantly, the business goals and the financial goals and the family goals I had set before that day are in line. And I'm thankful and I'm grateful for that. And what I want to do is I want to encourage you on this day that I'm celebrating that you live life at the next level, always striving to be better today than you were yesterday. I used to always hear my father. He was my biological great grandfather, but he was my father in every way. Plus, legally, he was my father because he adopted me. And I would always hear him say, you know, I'm not the man I should be, but I thank God I'm not the man I used to be. And what he was saying is I've grown. I still have some growing to do, but I've grown. And what that taught me was that life is built on a continuum. What does that mean? It means that you're consistently moving forward. You're consistently pressing to grow and step. Life is not static. It's not you get to a place, you like it, you find it, you stay there. Anytime you stop pushing to grow, anytime you stop putting forth the effort to gain ground, you start a regression, you start to lose ground, you start to move backwards. It's like, for those of you who are athletes, you know about the apex in your jump. When you go up and you reach the apex of your jump, even though Michael Jordan used to make it look like he was hanging in the air, once you reach your apex, you immediately start to descend. There's no hanging and staying in a particular place. And that's life. You're on this continuum. Sometimes you take 3 and 4 and 5 steps forward. And then there are those moments where you get pushed 2 or 3 steps backwards. But it's a continuum. So you know, hey, I'm still in the fight. If I'm breathing, I'm still in the fight. If I'm still breathing, then I'm still here for a reason. I still got purpose. I still have something for which to live and fight for. And that fighting thing, you should always be striving to live at the next level. You should never be satisfied where you're at. I look at all the things that I've been able to accomplish in my life, and at no point have I ever said and say, this is it, I'm good. It's always been, okay, what's next? What's next? What can I do next? What can I improve on next? What can I build next? What can I make happen next? What can I create next? What's next? And you'll hear people tell, man, you need to slow down. You can't do all of it. Look, man, you'll be surprised at what you're able to do when you simply step out there. Not looking for how first, taking the step and believing in yourself so much that you take the step without knowing. It's that time when you take that step that providence moves, not before. Assistance and material assistance and resources and avenues and pathways open up after you take the step. But step out there to grow. Step out there to be bigger. Step out there to expand. Stop buying into this mindset that somehow humility means shrinking yourself. Humility means playing small. Humility means hiding who you really are to make other people comfortable. That's not humility. Humility is the understanding that the progress that I'm making, the beast that I am, the genius that I am, didn't come to me in and of myself. I didn't create it in this vacuum without some help, without being a part of a natural, innate design by the supreme being of the universe that created this design that I use. And understanding that mom came along and nurtured it, and dad came along and planted seeds of wisdom, and this teacher did that, and this mentor did that, and all of these things came into who I am. But I never play myself small. And I never ever insist on someone playing small. The only people who insist on you playing small are people who are okay with being small themselves. Anybody that's out there on that grind doesn't have a problem with you being who you are. Anybody that's out there going for what they know isn't worried about how you feel about you. So with that being said, you know, as I get ready to do my little celebration, you know, like I said, it's not going to be anything big. You know, I have to tone baby down because baby be trying to do stuff. But she knows me, man. Just a little time with her and the family, the kids, is good for me. I'm going to sit back. I'm look over in one of these humidors over to my left, and I'm gonna pick me a stogie, grab me some Disaronno or some brandy. I'm gonna chill. That's a little later on. I got a lot of work to do, but I'm gonna chill while I'm working a little later on, and that's gonna be pretty much it for me, man. I'm still working on getting book number 19 dropped this week, so that's a push. I got a product release coming. Still doing some things in the community. The Black Men Lead Rite of Passage program for our young black males. The Music is Life program for our young inner city youth. The free financial literacy course doing in the inner city communities in Houston right now, and preparing to scale that out nationally. And then books 20 and 21 are already on deck. And book 20 is one I'm really going to be proud of. It's called Critical Mass, and it's dealing with what I do for a living that allows me to be able to go into the communities, and that is help people achieve critical mass. Critical mass is simply that point. In nuclear science, critical mass is when all the components come together that are necessary to create a nuclear reaction. Critical mass in other areas of life simply mean when you have all the components necessary to accomplish the desired goal or the desired intent, you have reached critical mass. For the people who want to build wealth, there's a number you're looking for. That's your critical mass. For a person that's looking to build a powerful marriage, that's a state of continuity, connectiveness, and unity that you're looking to reach with your mate. When you reach that, you've achieved critical mass. For someone who's building a company and trying to get it off the ground, profitability might be your critical mass. But whatever that critical mass is, this book is going to tell you how to get there from point A to point Z, from getting rid of limited beliefs to how to plan and maximize your time, understanding that there's only 86,400 seconds in a day, and how you use those are going to determine how your destiny plays out. I am just really excited about what this year is going to do. I have a goal that I'm going after. I'm coming out of this year with my family being set. That's my goal. I've had my disruptions. I've had my issues financially, having reached an apex that most people probably could never even imagine or dream of. Those of you who've known me for some time know where I've been. Hit a bump in the road, fell down flat. But what I love about somebody I really look up to, I study and I've communicated with a few times, but that I really look up to is Les Brown. Les Brown says that you're going to fall. That's for sure. But when you fall, try your best to land on your back, because if you land on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. I've lived that more than once. And that's my testimony, and to everybody out there that's going through something. It's not in circumventing the storms of life that you win. It's not in getting around or avoiding the pain or avoiding the storm that you win. It's not in all of the hardships and in evading or avoiding the hardships that you win. It's in your desire and your yearning and your passion and your willingness to get up every time you get knocked down. Dust yourself off, hold your head up, square your shoulders, and say, I'm still in the game. I'm built for this. And then getting back at it, because you're going to get knocked down. You're going to get pushed back. You're going to meet resistance. You're going to be either going into a storm, in a storm, or coming out of one. That's life. Get ready for it. Get used to it. You are built for it. But just get up. I remember when I hit rock bottom. I remember it. It's been some time now, and the journey back has been arduous and it's been intense. But I remember when I hit flat rock bottom. And everybody, has their belief of what prayer is and meditation is and getting yourself in one with the universe and all of that. And I believe in it all. But I tell you what I did. I don't go running to God asking him to deliver me from anything. Because, see, if I'm in it, it's meant for me to fight my way out, because that's where my character and my integrity comes from. That's where my endurance is built. My strength is built. My focus is intensified. So I've learned that the storm is where I grow. My grandfather told me a long time ago, son, when you find yourself in the storm, because you're going to be there, your number one responsibility as a man is to come out of the storm a better man than when you went in. So I don't get to whining and crying when I hit hard times. I buckle down. I understand that this is the moment that it's hard, it's rough, it's uncomfortable. But I've been through this so many times that I know that when I fight my way out, I'm going to be bigger, I'm going to be badder, I'm going to be stronger. There's a reward on the other side of this struggle, and I'm going after it with all guns blazing. So when I found myself flat down at rock bottom, all I told God was, don't let me die here. That was my only prayer. He had already built me. God had already equipped me. God had already designed me. I was built for this moment. I told him, just wake me up every morning and I'm going to answer the bell. Just wake me up and I'll answer the bell. And that's what I'm telling you now. Get up every morning. Answer the bell. Get up every morning. Put a smile on your face. Find something in your life that's worth fighting for. Find something in your life that's worth being grateful for. You've got to have gratitude. If you don't have gratitude, the negative energy created by your complaining, your whining, your worrying, your anxiety, your distrust will destroy you. But if you can wake up every morning and prime yourself, that's what I do. I prime myself. I go through moments of meditation, moments of reflection, moments of introspection, and I become grateful, so grateful that nothing that hits me during that day can take away my happiness or my joy. I know that I was built for this life. I know that I can take on this life. I know that I'm a winner and I'm going to win far more than I lose. And when I lose, I'm coming back stronger than ever. That's how you're built too. Stop allowing people to talk you into mediocrity and being average. Stop allowing people to talk you out of their dreams because they're afraid to live there, out of your dreams because they're afraid to live theirs. You're supposed to live this life at the next level. What does that mean? When you get to the new level, you're starting already. Once you get there, you celebrate for that brief moment, and then you're looking at the next level. You are determining in your mind that something greater is out there for you. And I'm gonna tell you, like my grandfather, my father told me, and then I'm out of here. When you truly understand that you have the power to withstand anything that comes at you, and you start looking at your storms as opportunities and challenges, and not something that's here to defeat you and destroy you. When you start living like that, and you make up in your mind that you're going to come out of the storm a better person than when you went in, you won't have to chase greatness. It'll overtake you. That's all for right now. I'm hoping that somebody is lifted, somebody's encouraged, somebody is empowered and encouraged, inspired to go out and live life at the next level. Like I said, I'll be dropping the Born in Captivity, Psychopathology as the Legacy of Slavery this week. Also, if you want to work directly with me, you can email me at lifechange@rickwallacephd.link. Go to the site, www.rickwallacephd.link, if you want to look for other resources. But whatever you do, don't stop the fight. Don't give in. Don't back down. Don't lay down. Get up, dust yourself off, look ahead, lift your head, square your shoulders, get back in the game. You are a winner. And as I always say, I'm going down E. And I encourage you to do the same thing. I'm out of here. Peace.